if it doesn't already. Next week is a game week. They start real practice. I think at some point this week there will be an announcement from the Steelers. They don't play a lot of games here, but I believe him. I take him at his word. They had to have meetings yesterday. They got to figure this out. It was a real competition, and Pickett showed well. So they don't want to just say off the last preseason, it's Mitch. They want to talk it out, and that's how their process works. But I think we'll know soon.
Sooner we know, the better off our lives will be, right?
Was I supposed to say hot news or not news?
It was hot news.
I guess
it was
I say not news.
Not news?
Not
yeah.
news.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about who your quarterback's going to be.
I guess it'll be news when they name the quarterback.
That's exactly right. That day it'll be hot news, and I'll be watching.
That'll be Trubisky. He'll start.
Yeah, I think so.
Pickett will come in later.
I think so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Dan, I say that, is it hot news or not news that I say that the Saints are going to the Super Bowl?
I think that would be hot news.
Really?
Why?
Well,
Really?
I think so.
It's not news. His nephew
Why?
plays for the Saints.
I mean, I don't.
It's key.
You mean news that he thinks?
Yes,
it?
the key says it.
I
thinks
think
it.
it'd be
That's
hot
not news
news
at
if
all.
it happened. Yeah, I think that would be But if that Key thinks it, no, I don't think. I know he's a big Jameis Winston guy. I know he's a big Michael Thomas guy.
So would it be hot news because of the uncertainty? Do you have uncertainty about Jameis Winston?
I think there's enough uncertainty there. Sure.
Because their
They,
defense, and their skill position players are off the charts.
Yeah, they just lost the rookie tackle. I mean, I think they deserve to be kind of in a sort of a 1B or 2A tier of favorites, right? Like I wouldn't put them with like the Bills and the Rams, and, teams like that. I think they're a really good team, and if things break right for them, then they could be in that mix. But I don't know. I don't know what Dennis Allen's going to be like as a head coach in his second turn around. I don't know what this team's going to look like without Sean Payton. It's been a decade and a half since we've seen that.
Key, those are all fair points, Key.
There's enough question marks.
Key, those fair points. Fair points. Dennis Allen, like he's got his head coaching's a little different.
Look at you stirring the pot, Max.
No,
Yeah, but what I would say is,
football than anyone. First 17-game season, he's 44 years old. Led the league in everything, including pass attempts. So unless he falls off a cliff, which I do not predict, I'm going to say, and then unless the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, and the odds are always against that, even if you're good, I'm going to say they're going to look around and be like, that's why Tua might be on the carousel. Hold on, we got Brady and Sean Payton in here. We made the playoffs without him. Let's do it. I'm going to say real.
All right, this next one is near and dear to me as a New York Giants fan. Jay, I will start with you on this one. Daniel Jones, will he be on the QB carousel next year? Real or not real? What do you got, Jay?
God, this stresses me out so much. I want to see Daniel Jones win, but I'll probably say real. I think Brian Dable opens up the playbook for a guy like Daniel Jones. I just don't know at the end of the day, due to the history he's had with the Giants, due to the tenure he's had there, now going into his fourth year, I don't know if he'll do that much to make you think that he's going to be the quarterback that the team is going to build around moving forward in the future.
Well, quarterback carousel suggests he's going to land with another team. Now, he will certainly
could be
do
as a
that,
backup.
but not as a starter. So I'm going to say yes to carousel, but no if that means he'll start somewhere. I think he will be a backup after this season. But as you said, Jay, I'm rooting for him. I hope I'm wrong.
yeah, it's certainly on the carousel for Daniel Jones next year. Look, only way he keeps that job and he comes back to the New York Giants is he gets them into the playoffs and he shows tremendous upside, like major. Like he's got to go from where he is now to a 90. I don't know that that'll happen because this is an evaluation year for the New York Giants on their roster. He's obviously being evaluated. And on top of that, think about the quarterbacks that potentially could be coming into next year's draft out of college football. I mean, there's a very, very rich quarterback draft, and I know that they got their eye on somebody in this draft.
By the way, Key, we just showed on ESPN2 side-by-side statistic comparison, Mac and Daniel Jones. Not only is Mac Jones better, but the numbers are kind of similar, actually, except QBR, Mac Jones is significantly better, 51-42. But Mac Jones is a rookie. Daniel Jones is in his third season last year. Third season, and Mac Jones still comparable, but better. That's what it is.
Yeah, but that's not really a fair comparison. You go in with Bill Belichick versus Joe Judge and all.
Mac got Joe Judge now, too, by the way.
Yeah, and you see how Mac looking, like macaroni and cheese that's bad.
All right, we're playing real or not real, looking at some quarterbacks that may be on the QB carousel next season here on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Key, I'll start with you on this one. Baker Mayfield, he got the job in Carolina for this season, but will he be on the QB carousel next year? Real or not real? What you got, Key?
Not real. I think he will wind up keeping his job and doing enough to get himself a nice extension and be the quarterback of the future for the Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold is he's snake bitten. I mean, that's just the reality of it. I don't know that he'll ever get a real true opportunity to be a starting quarterback in the National Football League again. That opportunity just went out the window with the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I agree with Key. I think he'll be with the Panthers next year. Whenever a quarterback can come into this team in July to a quarterback with Sam Darnold that's already had so much familiarity with the scheme, with the OC, with the coaching staff, and win over the locker room the way Baker Mayfield has done, I think this is his team moving forward.
Man, it's real. Baker's pretty good. Like, I think of Baker as a mid-pack starting quarterback. That's good. Like, if you say he's the 15th best point guard in the NBA, you know how good you have to be a mid-level starting point guard because the position's so important? Say, if you're a mid-level starting quarterback, you're good. Hey, they got a guy.
All right, let's move on here on Real or Not Real, looking at QBs that may be on the carousel next year. Key, Matt Ryan, he's in Indianapolis now, but will he be on the QB carousel come this time next season?
Not real. He'll be the Indianapolis Colts quarterback until he retires.
Not real. I see Matt Ryan having a strong season. I actually see this team winning the division. And I think it's another year in his deal following this season. Look, he is the answer for the Colts. He is everything that last year Carson Wentz was not.
I think it might be real. And let me tell you why. I see what you guys are saying about Matt Ryan. I have a good feeling about it too. But I can't get my mind around the fact they got him for a third-round pick. And I know they wanted to do right by him and blah, 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 blah. The league is quarterback needy enough that if the evaluators really still felt like he had it through the course of a whole season and be ready for the playoffs and everything, I think he goes for more than a third-round pick. So that tips me off.
But see, Max,
situation though, Max.
But Max, they gave him the Indianapolis Colts for a reason. They wanted to put him. They could have got more for him, but they and him wanted to be in a situation where he can be successful. That's what Arthur Blank and the Atlanta Falcons made.
What do you think they could have gotten for him, Key? What do you think they could have gotten?
They could have got a second-round pick for him. They could have got a second.
Even
for sure.
that, man, is not enough. If you're still,
they could have got a 2 and something else, but they could have gotten more.
I mean, like, look, if this was Matt Ryan 5 years ago, you're
then
getting
you get
multiple ones
for him.
multiple ones. So
Yeah,
what I'm saying is, there's a perception that he is not the same Matt Ryan.
No, that's not true, Max. They did a deal with Indy because they wanted to put him in a win-win situation. They didn't want to just cast him off to some bad team.
I hope you're right. I think that if you are right, the Colts are alive to win the whole thing.
I am right.
Yes.
All right, we got a couple more quarterbacks here on our looking ahead to the QB carousel for next season. Keyshawn, Ryan Tannehill, is he looking over his shoulder right now? Malik Willis playing well in the preseason. Real or not real, Ryan Tannehill on the QB carousel come this time next season?
I think he will be on the QB carousel because I think much like Jay said, they're going to win the division. I think Indianapolis wins the division. Tennessee doesn't look like the Tennessee of the last several years, and they move on from him because of salary cap numbers, and they also drafted Malik Willis that they feel like could be the heir apparent to Ryan Tannehill.
Key, I'm with you on this one, the salary cap numbers for Ryan Tannehill. And at the end of the day, when you look at Ryan Tannehill, I think he's a serviceable quarterback. He's not a quarterback that gets you over the hump with the talent that they have, especially when you think about Derrick Henry, not wasting the years you have with an elite running back like that. Ryan Tannehill is serviceable, but he's not that quarterback that gets you to the next level.
It's real. He'll be on the carousel because if you're Ryan Tannehill's pretty good.
Yeah.
But if you're at that level, boy, when the playoffs come around, if your team is ready, you can't choke. You have to at least stay on your normal level, if not elevate it. Dude choked. Like, there's no other way to say it. He wasn't good. And so he has one more shot, and he's got to be lights out in the playoffs. If he doesn't do that, he's gone. And my prediction is, I hate to say it,